150.
Brought down by Charles Johnson, so they would have to punt after that. And that's when the monsoon hit. Cheerleaders not taking it, but the fans were loving it. And boy, was it tough to play in these conditions with the rain pouring down. 5-3, and Carolina ahead in this one. And Gabbert is intercepted. Hard to see even the cameras. Just their visibility was so Gabbert with a tough start to the game. Cam Newton having difficulties as well, having trouble hanging on to the ball, trying to get rid of it. He's able to dump one off to Greg Olsen for a long, making guys miss, dragging players down for a 39-yard gain. So despite the low score and the rain coming down, Jaguars finding a way to move the ball, and they were doing it.
The monsoon season struck early and turned the Cotton Bowl into a fish bowl for the guards instead of referees because the surf was up in Dallas. On its back, Coach Ernie Staudner outlined a defense that gave the Cowboys their first applied to football. Not his hands, and slid through the surf for a touchdown. Final score, Wales 13.
Philadelphia snowed more than 6 inches during this game. Players had trouble holding on to the ball. Nobody could hold on to that thing. Calvin Johnson just got scattered, smothered, and covered in snow.
That looks fun.
It looks a lot of fun.
Reggie Bush actually slipped on snow and ice and re-aggravated a calf injury before the game. Second quarter,
man, please.
Nick Foles looking for Riley Cooper, picked off by Chris Houston, who returns it up the sideline.
Ball in trouble for Johnson. But he gets the ball and tries to pass. No catch, but what a slide. The Cardinals are still trying. A fumble by Johnson, and Stinchula recovers on the St. Louis 47. Tittle soon has the Giants moving in spite of the weather. Watch this scoring pass to Thomas. Terrific. And New York leads 7-3. The rain stays heavy and the mud gets deeper. Johnson can't pass. And he's almost drowned. The Cardinals try a shotgun. Johnson connects with Conrad down the middle. Barnes and Patton almost knock each other out. And the Cards lead 10-7. Let's watch the Giants take to the mud. You can hardly see their uniforms, but that's Thurlow running. In fact, Steve leads everyone with 61 yards gained from scrimmage over land and sea. Y.A. Tittle does his best under difficult conditions, too. He passes to Dick James. James splashes for 34 yards to the St. Louis 18. The Giants refuse to let up, and this time it's Tittle to Thurlow for 10 more muddy yards. On fourth down, Chandler tries a 21-yard field goal. It's good, and the Giants and the Cardinals end up in a 10-10 tie.
But his team hung tough, beating Miami in the rain and barely losing to Houston in the snow. The victory left Jerry glad.
Here's the snap. Marino back to throw. Excellent protection. He fires. It is caught. And it's going to go for a first down across the 45 down to the 40-yard line. Nat Moore came up with a great reception in between two blue mud-shirted defenders. Receivers spread all over the place. Dolphins will be coming after him. He drops to throw. Fires it. It's going to be intercepted by Small. Back at the 45-yard line. Runs laterally. Now comes to the middle of the field, and he's going to be dragged down at the 46. Back in Dolphins territory, Tracy Porter. 5 minutes to play. The locker room shows to follow. Here's the handoff. Fumble on the play. They will battle for it, and Baltimore comes up with it.
You got Overstreet in there, your lead can dissipate in a hurry. He really has indicated that in preseason, regular season, a penchant for coughing up the ball, and Miami had protected it so well all day.
Chicago, and Lightning caught him a little bit, and some of the fans, I think, remember about that. Many of the fans have pulled out, and we frankly don't blame them. I don't think I've ever seen it rain this hard at a football game, Frank. I don't believe I've ever seen it rain this hard. We are getting a lot of water in our booth. Chicago, I guess, can really turn on the rain. 5-yard penalty offside against the Steelers. Looks like a snowstorm. Michigan against Ohio State. Archie Griffin, the Heisman Award winner, around the right side, upended by somebody. I really cannot tell you. There's no way you can read anything. It really does. Looks more like a snowstorm than it does a rainstorm. I'll tell you, if our technicians can hold it together in this, they get our nod. Everything coming unglued now in the booth. This calls for a little poise on the field. Second down at 5. Known something. You can't see down on the field. You literally cannot see on the field. I've never seen anything quite like it. The only time I have is when I was a kid in Minnesota and we used to play in a snowstorm, Frank, and that's just about what it looks like, even though this time it's straight up rain. There's literally hundreds of people out on the field now, sliding around. They're enjoying what's happening. It's going to be awfully hard to get control again and get them all off the field because it's very hard to identify it. Got the Steelers going to the sideline. And I would suspect that the Steelers are, oh, wow, here comes one, baby. I think you'll probably be able to hear this one. I think we better get a little delay in the game, even though by football rules you're not supposed to. That took 3 seconds. Speed of sound, what?
It was the Norse custom to bury Vikings aboard a burning ship at sea. But in the Coliseum, the game proved a soggy funeral for the Rams' Super Bowl ambitions. Minnesota won 14-7, and instead of the dispirited Rams, it was the Vikings who would contest the mighty Dallas Cowboys for the NFC Championship.
On a somber Pittsburgh Sunday, Oiler dreams were laid to rest. In a freezing rain, Houston fumbled 6 times, and the long ride was over.
Playing in a fog, and in the second half, that metaphor became a reality. When a dense fog descended upon Soldier Field, the Eagles' hopes of erasing the Bears' 17-9 halftime lead vanished in a puff of smoke. This thick gray curtain brought an air of menace and an aura of mystery.
I've been in stadiums where they put you in high press boxes and you feel like you're looking through the clouds. But in this case, we really are in the clouds.
Here's how it looks to us, and we're only about 20 yards away from the play. We can hardly see it. In the stands, the fans can't, and they're relying on the play-by-play announcer to keep them abreast of what's going on.
Cunningham looking, he fires the pass, and it is intercepted. It may be intercepted by the Bears as Cunningham evidently fired into the fog and was picked off that time by the Bears, and that could do it right there.
A 20-12 defeat reduced the Eagles to figures in a surreal landscape, and their road to the Super Bowl receded into a hazy infinity.